Today we are recording live from Kenya Keys headquarters. This is found in Taru in Kwale County. And we have a story that we're going to share with one of the students, the beneficiaries of this organization, by the name Titus Mwachiramba. He is one of the alumni. He has a story to tell. He went through a lot of challenges, but thanks to this organization that came in place and actually supported him, wasted a lot of time while in high school. You can think of 8 years in high school just because of challenges here and there. But we thank God for this organization that came at the very hour of need and supported him, and actually did his degree course in human resource management, and now he's a human resource officer. So welcome and hear his story. I'm very sure you will be touched, and the story also touches other people. Thank you. We appreciate it. So today we are happy this day that we have actually invited one of our friends who is a Kenya Keys alumni, Bwana Titus Mwachiramba. He has a story to tell, and we as BBK TV, we found it good to talk to him. We hear his story that I'm very sure will inspire people in one way or the other. So kindly walk with us to the end. Before we continue, I'd like to welcome you, and feel free to speak to us. Maybe you can start by introducing yourself, your name, and actually where you come from. Yeah, that's self-introduction. Welcome.
Oh, thank you, Bishop. My name is Titus Mwachiramba, an alumni of the Kenya Kids organization, as you've said.
Yeah.
I come from Taro location, specifically in a village called Inyacha, around Taro Girls Secondary School.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was your journey before? Okay, before that, you have parents, you have brothers and sisters that are there. Maybe to fahamisha. You have a family. In fact, it's also one of the basic things that we actually need to know, and then we proceed.
Okay, I have one parent,
Mm.
that is my mom.
Okay.
I have my siblings,
Okay.
yeah, 2 sisters and 3 brothers.
Okay.
And I also have a family that I have a wife and a daughter.
Oh, good.
Yeah, who is
The name of your daughter?
My daughter is called Angel.
Oh, good. Okay. I think your daughter's name resembles mine, but it's good. So how did you start your academic journey? Maybe from the primary level up to high school, but maybe you start from the primary part of it.
Okay, my primary school education was not that. It had no challenges. That's what I can say, because when I was in primary school, my father was working with the Kenya Railways.
Okay.
And when I completed my primary education, that was back in 2005, I was able to join Daru Secondary School.
That is 2005?
Yes, that is the time I was in class 8. So
okay.
In 2006, I joined Form 1
okay.
at Daru Secondary School. And
that's 2006?
Yes, and I started schooling.
Okay.
By then, it was at the old site. And by November the same year, that's when my dad was retrenched from employment. And from that point, when he was retrenched, remember retrenchment, sometimes it comes very abruptly. So you may find that you were not prepared for the exit, but you find that you just exit as soon as possible.
Okay.
So then challenges started
from there,
beating my school life.
Where you are in Form by that time when your father was being retrenched?
I was in Form 1 at the last term of Form 1.
Okay.
Yeah. So
okay, that's good. Then maybe we can say sorry for that case that happened. So after that, because I know you had a lot of expectations in your studies, and bearing in mind that you had that full support from the parents, now that your father has just been exited from work, what happened from there?
Yeah, I had a lot of expectations because my father was one of the parents who actually was too much involving himself towards academics,
Okay.
because he really struggled and ensured that I get the best education. I remember when I was in Form 1, before he was retrenched, he actually, as I joined the Form 1, he bought all the textbooks that I was supposed to have. Yeah.
Chemistry, maths, bio, and everything.
Yes, all of them. The Form 1 textbook, I had all of them mine. And that is one of the things that actually made me to like the learning, because it was so encouraging to have such a parent. And now when he was retrenched, he still had to struggle because he didn't want to see me drop out of school.
Sure.
And doing casual jobs, he actually managed to raise the fees, though in a difficult situation, he was able to raise the fees until I was able to complete my Form 4 back in 2009.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you completed your Form 4 in 2009.
Yes.
Then I heard one day we were discussing, and you said that you went for another 4 years in high school.
Yes.
Was it the same school or in a different school, or what happened, and what makes you go back to school maybe after that? Oh, the results were not that good, then you decided to go back to school? Or what was the chemistry behind from 2009, you've completed your Form 4, then another mind came and go back to school again?
Actually, after completing my Form 4, the results were out. But before the results were out, I decided to actually do some business. So I started selling charcoal at Jomvu, because there was my uncle. So I was staying with my uncle, and I was just coming to Gora, buy some sacks of charcoal and sell at Jomvu.
Jomvu is in Mombasa?
Yes, that is in Mombasa County.
Okay.
So I sold charcoal for some months, and then the results were out, and the results were not that bad because I got a seaplane that could take me somewhere.
Sure.
Yeah. So after selling charcoal for about 5 months, then I was also interacting with other people, and you see, I was so much surprised one day when I was talking to one of the villagers, and you see, we had a discussion. It was around lunchtime. As we were having that discussion, I don't know what actually we talked about, but this person said that no, sometimes I don't listen to people who never went to school, because if you are selling charcoal, that means you never went to school. Sometimes I normally don't listen to such people.
Sure.
Yeah, so because of that one, that one actually discouraged me, because I knew I was a Form 4 leaver, and somebody said that I never went to school.
You never went to school. No, this is because of the kind of business you're doing. It is contrary to the education staff.
Yes, because you understand, by that time you are very dirty, you are like from packing your charcoal, so you are very black, you see.
Yes,
yeah, so that one actually, this person felt that I never went to school because of that. But now that one, I took it as a challenge that now I was to use it to better my life.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why after some time, I actually used the money that I had actually gotten from the sale of charcoal, actually to go back to school, because I knew that my parent was not able to take me to college, even though I had that grade.
Okay, so the question is, you completed your Form 4 in 2009, you had a seaplane.
Yes.
That one was enough for you to join to any college of your choice, and actually you further your studies. What made you go back to high school? Because I think most of us with seaplane could have actually moved to the next level of life and actually study. But what made you go back to school again?
Okay, the problem that I decided to go back to school, okay, the grade that I got was not my expectation. That is one. Okay. My expectation that I was to get a good grade so that I joined the university. The other thing, I knew that my father was...
Which grade? Because all grades are good, I think.
Yeah. My expectation was actually to get a B plane and above.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was not able to attain that grade.
Okay.
So again, I knew that with the C plane, my father was not able to take me to college because he had no job. He was just doing the casual jobs. And that one was a challenge, because for him to raise the college fees, it was a challenge. So I decided to go back to school using the money that I got from the sale of charcoal, so that I can actually struggle and get that grade that can take me to university, because I knew that with the job I'll be able to reduce the burden of college fees.
College fees, sure.
So I had to go back to Titus Secondary School.
That
The
is
money that I actually fetched from the sale of charcoal.
sale of charcoal.
So I paid the fees, and that was not even enough to pay for one term.
Mm.
So that is the only money that I paid after I actually went back to school.
Okay, so you went back to high school which year after?
That was in 2010.
2010.
That was May 2010.
May 2010.
Yes.
Form
3.
Or you went back to Form 3 2010.
Yes.
Okay. So again in Taro Secondary School.
Yes.
Did you get any challenge? Because some people say that you've used the same route, you've earned this grade, and are still going back to the same school. Couldn't it have been maybe a challenge in one or the other? How could you walk in a certain path, you get pinched with something, then you go back to the same way?
Actually, there were a lot of challenges, because some of these students, they were actually surprised. How can somebody with a seaplane decide to repeat? But you see, because I had my own vision, I actually did not listen to such a discouragement that I was actually getting from these people.
Okay.
So I just continued. The only problem is that I was facing and made me to drop again, because the money that I had already gotten from the sale of charcoal, that was the amount of money that I actually paid. I was not able to pay any other fees. So after some time, I was supposed to actually go home, get some fees, and I was not able. So from that environment, I decided to quit again. Yeah. So before I completed that year in Form 3 for the second time.
So had you considered it in mind that your dad is not working again, and you've scored this grade, and then you go back to school with that small amount, and yet you don't have any other support that will let you complete your studies?
I actually considered all those factors, and I knew that because I also applied for bursaries, I was not lucky enough to get even a single coin out of that. So then from that point, I had no option but actually to quit.
Okay.
So when I decided to quit, I stayed at home for the remaining months, about 3 months, and then by 2011, I decided to look for other casual jobs, and I went to Mwachiramba Primary School, where I was actually employed as a PTA teacher.
PTA teacher.
Yeah.
With that grade that you had actually refused?
With the same grade, and surprisingly, I had no papers, because the papers were in school.
Okay.
I was actually, I had a debt, and therefore I could not actually get my certificate.
Okay.
But because of understaffing in schools, they decided to actually pick me and actually work as a PTA teacher.
Without the papers?
Without the papers. Then I decided to work.
Okay.
Yes, and I was actually paid 3,500 per month.
Okay.
And I really loved that job. So
it was your first job.
Yes.
You're working, at least you are neat compared to the other one. Yes, you're working.
Yeah, because now with this one, people perceive it as somebody who is learned, and that's why he's just teaching. Yeah. So I think there was some dignity in that one.
Talking of 3,500 per month as a PTA teacher, and the money that you are receiving from the sale of charcoal, which one was earning you more than the other?
Okay, you see, I think as a teacher I was earning a lot, because now with the selling charcoal, you are using your money to buy the charcoal, and when you sell, maybe the profit, it can go up to 2,000, not more than 2,000. And you see, you have to consider other factors like transport.
Yeah.
So all those costs, you find that with the 3,500, it was actually better, because now I was working near my home. So with the issues of fare, that one was not an issue.
Okay, so what was your experience now being a teacher in Mwachiramba Primary School? What happened there? For how long did you stay there?
Okay.
Yes.
I stayed in Mwachiramba for 5 months. Yeah, and the experience that it was actually a very nice experience, because you are interacting with the intellectuals.
Okay.
So even the advice that the people give you, there is a lot of encouragement, and actually I saw some hope in that one. And actually the hope that I saw took me somewhere, because it's through the advice of these people that I was able even to scale higher as far as my academic journey is concerned.
So who is that teacher or mentor who talked to you in Mwachiramba that you will never forget and wish to mention in this interview today?
Okay, there is a mentor who talked to me in Mwachiramba. His name is Titus. He was actually a very nice experience, because he was actually Actually, need to mention 3 teachers from the school. That is the head teacher by then, Mr. Patrick Chibebe. Yeah, he used to encourage me a lot. And again, there was a madam called Madam Doreen.
Okay.
And Madam Purity Mudhoni.
Oh.
They encouraged me a lot and told me that whatever I was actually going through, it was normal in life. People normally experience such, and if you take it positively, it is actually going to take you places.
Okay.
So I actually took their advices seriously and actually made an impact in my life.
So thank you, Mr. Patrick Chibebe, Madam Doreen, and Madam Mudhoni for mentoring our friend and actually realizes his dream. So after 5 months, where did you go?
Okay, I was still working in the same school when the sponsors of Kenya Kids came to that school. So as they had an interview with the head teacher, the head teacher actually complained that the school was seriously understaffed because it had only 5 teachers who were employed by the government. So that was an issue, and he had to share the same information with Baba Brent and the other members who were present. And you see, Mr. Chibebe told them that I have teachers who are employed by the parents here, and these teachers, one of them is very much dedicated, but the problem is that this person is actually not trained. So they asked him, "Oh, who is that person?" So he actually mentioned my name because we were 3 teachers employed by the parents. But he mentioned my name and said that this person is very dedicated, very serious with the job. But the problem is that this person is not trained, and therefore, if he can be actually taken for a training course, he can actually make a very better teacher to help our kids.
Okay, so we'll be just right back after the break so that you can hear the journey after meeting with these sponsors. Stay tuned. So welcome back to our BBK TV, and we would like to hear more now after our brother Titus meeting with Kenya Kids. What happened immediately after meeting with the Kenya Kids and the principal and the head teacher raised that concern? What was the step that was taken immediately after that?
Yeah, so the Kenya Kids members were moved by the issue that was presented by the head teacher.
Okay.
And so when they left the school, they actually went and met with their Kenya Kids director,
Okay.
where they also raised the same concern, and the director was also moved by that issue. And therefore they had to look for me. So the director actually asked the head teacher to tell me that I should actually meet him in his house in the same evening. So in the evening I went to the director's place, where I met him and all the other Kenya Kids members.
Could you actually mention the name of our director?
Yeah, the Kenya Kids director, who is Mr. Joseph Mwingia.
Okay.
I met him with the other team, and we had a discussion about my situation. I explained the story to them, and then he told me that he was going to actually give a response towards the same in due course.
Okay.
So I waited for some days, and then he called me again and told me that they had actually put my issue into consideration, and now the organization was actually taking the issue so that they can actually sponsor me.
Okay.
But now, before the sponsorship, I was actually supposed to take an internship with them, and that is the reason that I actually decided to leave Mwembeni to Bahakweni, because now I was supposed to do my internship at Bahakweni Primary School.
Okay.
Remember, the director by then was also a teacher, and he was very busy. And they actually, as the team, decided that he needs somebody who is going to actually help him in other duties.
Okay.
And that's why I went to Bahakweni Primary School to help him, being a teacher and at the same time being the director, to help him in some other duties. Yeah. So then I went to Bahakweni
So you
Primary School.
moved from Mwembeni Primary to Bahakweni Primary?
Yeah, and that was 1st June 2011.
Or 1st June of 2011?
Yes.
What was the major reason for you moving from Mwembeni to Bakwenu? Was it just to go and help the teacher, or you also had some other issues so that at least you can press your agenda that can be put into consideration as a priority?
Okay, from the organization, it was actually necessary for somebody to take an internship. That is, you are trying to give back to the society. So, and you are supposed to do this one anywhere. In fact, I was also supposed to do it in Mwembeni. But the only issue that made me to move from Mwembeni to Bakwenu was that the teacher and who is the director again, Mr. Mungea, was supposed to have somebody who is going to help him because he was a very busy person. Okay. So because there was no other person who was doing an attachment by then, so it was actually necessary for me to go to Bakwenu. So at the same time, it was actually a form of pushing my agenda, but also to help them and also as I wait for the assistance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you are in Bakwenu, but okay, you've already addressed your issue to the officers in charge of Kenya Kids about your sponsorship, and assume that you are through with the internship. How long did you took for the sponsorship, for the internship maybe?
Okay, my internship took 11 months because it started on 1st of June 2011 up to the end of April 2012.
Okay.
So before the end of the internship, I also decided to apply for a college, and I was very lucky. I got 2 letters from Pamas Teachers Training College in Bungoma County, and also another one, the International Teachers Training College in Nairobi, Kitengela.
Okay.
Yeah, so I took the letters to the office, Kenya Kids office, so that I could actually be considered and be able to join the college.
Okay.
But now, the director had a different view of the same. Remember, I had been out for some time, out of school, and he also saw that I could actually do better. And according to him, he said that it was better I just decided to go back to school, maybe in Form 3, yeah, for some years, because I'll be able to get a better grade to be able to join university. So that was an issue that he told me. But again, having considered the time that I was out, I myself was not ready for that because I think it was not necessary. You know, I thought I had wasted a lot of time. So I told him that I'm going to consult that one with my parent. So in the same evening, I actually met my dad and told him about the same. But my dad told me that good things normally don't need yeah, you don't need to hurry. So he said that if they were going to actually finance my schooling, then there was no need for me to hurry, go to college and whatever. So he said that if they're going to sponsor your education, just be ready, go back to high school. After all, you are still very young and whatever. So then I went and told him that I'm ready for that.
Did you mention anything like I was already there in school? I completed 4 years. I went back there again for another 2 years for Form 3 again, and now you're being given another priority or opportunity to go back to Form 3. Did you mention that during the discussion?
Okay, I think I need to correct you. Okay, when I completed my Form 4, I went back for just some months, not 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so I need to correct you on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, we actually considered all those factors, but he said that because I was still very young and very ambitious, then according to them, that is now the director and my parent, it was good that I just go back to school. I just do the national exam for the second time, and perhaps I'll be able to get maybe a good grade that will take me to university direct.
Okay.
Now listening to them, because these are also elder people, and the director is a learned person, so he actually knew a lot, or he knows a lot about education.
And he saw potential in you.
Yeah, so I had actually to buy the idea, and
Okay.
I decided to go back to school. And
So you went back to school now in
that was in 2012 May.
2012 May.
Yes,
Form 3.
in Form 3, but now a different school, not Tab 7 school this time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You went to.
So I went to Luzangani Secondary School. Yeah, where I was well received and I was admitted. And funny enough, the school was a 4-stream school, and I was admitted in a class, a boys' class called the Yellow. where the class, all the students were actually taking physics. And because you were supposed to choose between physics and CRE, I was doing CRE. And this class, the yellow class, was actually combining with the ladies. The ladies were in a class called red.
Red, okay.
Yeah, so all the ladies again were doing CRE. So in that class, I was the only boy who was supposed to be with the ladies when doing CRE. I actually went to that class once.
You did not choose physics?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and the reason that I decided not to choose physics is because that CRE was the only humanity that I was doing. That's why I had to actually go for CRE.
Okay.
Because I was not doing business geography, I was not doing history, so I was supposed to do at least one humanity. And then it was actually compulsory for me to do CRE.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you joined the girl class.
Yes.
So that you can do your CRE.
Yes.
So how was the journey now? Now you've moved from Taro to Sangani. Were there any issues now to do with fees or any other challenge as far as education was concerned?
The only challenge now was not about fees because the organization was paying my fees 100%. But the challenge that I was now facing this time around, it was just about discouragement from people. Because some people thought that I was actually mad. Because how can you just be wasting time, always going back to school, and you don't actually move out of secondary school and whatever. So from that context, I had to, as I was leaving, going back to school, I actually used the civilian, so that these people could actually think that I'm going for work somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, when we actually close school, I just leave the uniform at the school, I just put on my civilian and just come home. So that's how I was actually operating.
So some of the members of the family and some friends were not even aware whether you were in school? My
immediate family members were aware, but the other members were not aware. They actually thought that I was just working in Cliff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you do that? you decide to change uniform immediately after the gates so that you can come here as a civilian, and yet you come from school. Were they asking you for some shillings? Maybe you are coming from work.
Okay, because I have told you that my immediate family knew.
I mean the other friends now, when you meet with the other friends, that they are not aware whether you are in school. Okay,
it was not easy for them to actually get that time to ask for something, because when I came, I was actually helping Kenya Kids, doing some voluntary work always. So they had no time, even we had no time to interact a lot and actually talk about tupatie kitu kidogo, umetoka kazini and whatever. Understand? Okay. And at the school, I actually told the principal what I was actually experiencing. So he actually took my issue seriously, and I actually left my clothes at the principal's house. Immediately after close the school, I just go to the principal's house, I change my clothes, put on my civilian, and then just come home like that.
Could you kindly watch that camera and mention that principal who was doing all those favors to you and have something good to give as a kind of appreciation?
The principal is none other than Mr. Simon Benjamin, who was the principal by then in Sangani Secondary School. He actually understood my issue, and sometimes he actually behaved like a parent apart from being a principal, because sometimes he would actually come and tell me, "Are you okay?" And then I told him that I'm just okay. But I said that no, I think you're not okay. What is the problem? I told him I'm just okay. There's no problem. But he would actually give me something like 200 or 500 shillings. Just have this and ensure that you just concentrate on your studies. So he actually encouraged me a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talking of the transition now, the period that has been spent out of school from Taro and then some few months and years, then back to school in Sangani. Did that one affect your performance in one way or the other?
That one affected my performance a little bit, because when I was admitted on that day, that was a Monday, on Tuesday we were supposed to have a cut, and the first paper was mathematics. Wow. I remember I sat that paper without a calculator, without a ruler, without anything. It was just a pen. So I struggled, and I was able to get 22% out of 100.
What?
Yeah.
You tried.
So the next paper was chemistry, and the chemistry paper here was about, it was out of 40%. It was out of 40, not percent, but out of 40. Surprisingly, the paper I was able to score 37 out of 40.
Chemistry?
Yes.
So, what was the technique that you used for scoring 37 out of 40 in chemistry and 22 of 100 in in mathematics, yet you went for the same period while you were at home?
Okay, since I was a student in Taru, that is since I was in Form 1, I liked chemistry. So to me, chemistry was not an issue. I was able to perform very well in chemistry. Even in my first attempt of KCC, I got a B+ in chemistry. Yeah, and as you understand mathematics again, it was not that bad, but the problem is that doing mathematics without a calculator, without a mathematical table, without a ruler, without anything, just a pen, it was not easy, because even multiplication was a problem, and that's why I scored 22% in mathematics.
Were there no calculations in chemistry?
Okay, the chemistry paper was actually, they had not covered a lot, so it actually captured most of the topics, carbonated compounds, and the other topics in Form 2. You also, it was not actually dealing with the mole concept, which requires some calculations. That's why I was able to get that 7 out of 40.
So there is that student who is scoring E's in chemistry. What secret do you have, or what message do you have to that student who is not seeing any hope in chemistry?
I think I can tell that student that chemistry is one of the easiest subjects that somebody should know. Okay. Only that the problem that these people are actually facing is actually the issue of peer influence. You are joining Form 1 and someone tells you that this is a very difficult subject and whatever. In that regard, I think I should mention somebody who encouraged me, because I remember when I was in Form 1, I was in a class revising on a Saturday in the evening. So by that time, the other students were in entertainment, watching television and whatever. So as I was actually revising on my own, I had my chemistry textbook, and then somebody came over the window and said that, what are you doing? So I told him, I'm just having my own discussion. He just came and saw that I was referring chemistry, and then he told me that, no, you are just pretending that you want to do chemistry. You will fail when you get to Form 3. Things will get tougher and you will actually fail. So somebody actually was just listening, and the other person who was listening came and told me that, and this is none other than Mr. Samson Charo, who is working with the county government of Kwale, told me that, no, forget about what the other person was saying. He was in Form 4 by then. Told me that chemistry is very simple. Just take it positively, and as you are doing here, you will actually surprise this person. Yeah, and so from that encouragement, and I also liked how my teacher, Madam Kisaka, was actually teaching chemistry. I liked chemistry. And as I was moving from Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, it was like what people are saying in geography, where they say the higher you go, the cooler it becomes. To me, that was actually what was happening, because from Form 1, I got a C, a B-, in Form 2, I get a B plane, in Form 3, a B+, in Form 4, I was able to get a B+ in KCC. Yeah, in that subject. So chemistry is very simple. People should actually change their attitude. So they should love the subject.
It is attitude.
Yeah, that is the only attitude, because this is very simple. Even you can compare that one with Swahili. Because Swahili sometimes is very difficult, when you're taught to, Miviga, whatever, Right now, when you're taught to explain the meaning of Miviga, I think you cannot explain that one.
No, I don't.
But in chemistry, if you're told what is an isotope, you can be able to answer that one very fast. Yeah.
Wow, I think that's a message for those who feel that chemistry is hard. You can hear from horse's mouth. The man who has been out of school for some years, and the first day in school, the second day he scores 37 out of 40. I think you need to look at this person and see if we can. Allow us to go for a short commercial break, then we'll be right back. Thank you. Yeah, welcome back to our BBK TV, and we are continuing with our one-on-one with our friend, Titus Mwachiramba. Now, back to you, Titus. Now that you moved from Taro to Zangani, you went through all the challenges, and now you are there I want to say that many thanks to Kenya Kids organization for supporting your high school level after they advised you not to repeat in Form 3 and assure you full sponsorship. Did you achieve your goal or your academic grade that you were looking at while you were there?
I think I need to start by thank God for the opportunity, the second chance that I was given. When I went to Lutangani, now after completing my Form 4, I was able to achieve my dream.
Okay.
Yeah, because I got a good grade. I got a B+, the mini grade.
Wow.
And that one, the grade was actually able to take me to university.
So from C plane to B+.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And for the young boys and girls out there, and even the parents who are watching this, please, if students give you as a kind of request, maybe wants to go back to school, don't deny that chance, because not only because that others did not, not that Titus did it. I think given that opportunity, he can make it. So if you find you have a son or daughter who has come to you and requested for that opportunity, kindly give him or her that chance so that he can actually realize his dream. Because you see, from C, you moved from C+, from B-, from B plane to B+. I think that's a very big achievement that you did. That's after given another chance. So this is another opportunity that even the parents out there, the students out there, if such situation arises and there is a way you can go back to school, kindly feel free to go, and we wish you all the best. Now that you achieved your dream, where did you go?
I went to Multimedia University of Kenya, where I pursued the Bachelor of Commerce. Yeah, it was a 4-year course that I started in September 2014, and because of some strikes, our time was actually somehow prolonged, and I graduated in 2019 October with a BCom degree specializing in human resource management.
Class?
I got a second class honors, upper division.
Wow. Yeah, I think that is good. Wow. Now we are talking to a graduate.
Yeah, and I think there is something that I need to mention. Immediately after completing my first year at the university, that's the time I lost my dad.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
So again, life was not easy as such, because I understand that the fees were paid, but Mzee was also playing his part, some provision of pocket money and everything. So when he actually passed away, there was a challenge now in getting such benefits.
Support.
So in that one, I need to really thank Kenya Kids, because apart from the fees, they also considered my issue. Because having my mother, who is a housewife, who is not working, it was going to be very difficult for me to even pursue my university studies. So they also helped me a lot apart from the fees, and ensured that my stay at the university is not going to be compromised by the challenge that I was facing. So they helped me a lot, and in that one also encouraged me to work very hard so that I may not even disappoint them. Because you see, if you are getting such an opportunity, such a help, and then you need to work hard so that you don't actually embezzle the funds that are given and you don't actually make it. So that one made me to work very hard. I remember my fellow students, one of them told me one day that you people, Titus, you are wasting some time here, because you normally work, you study a lot, that you think this is high school. This is not high school. And he said that one because we actually sat for a cut and I got everything in that cut. So he said that no, people should not be getting these things in university. No, this is not high school. But because I knew what I was doing, and because I knew where I was coming from, I had actually to exploit my full potential so that I could actually graduate with a good grade. And I thank God because I made it. So after graduation, immediately I graduated in October, as I said, in 2019. By then I was lucky. I got a job as a teacher, teaching chemistry and mathematics. That was January 2020 at the Busho Secondary School. I went there for 2 weeks. Yeah. By the end of the second week, I was actually called to teach at the Coast Institute of Technology, Voi, that is a college, to teach human resource management. The same January. So that's how I started teaching HR at CIT. I taught at CIT until the schools were closed because of COVID. Then I went back in October. We just continued until my students did their NEC exams in January this year. And then by 1st February, I left CIT. I went to Kenya Post National Polytechnic, again as a trainer, teaching human resource management. I taught there for some time, but the environment was not that good, according to me, that is my perception.
Yes.
It was not good, I had to quit. So when I decided to quit, I just came home for some weeks, and then I got another job with the Fadhili Microfinance Enterprise as a credit officer. So I was posted in Toba branch.
Okay.
I worked for 1 month, and I saw it was very difficult to me. Because you used to walk distances looking for the clients,
sure.
And you find that these clients, some of them, you are meeting them in their villages. So sometimes you actually meet them, and they had applied for loans, they are waiting for long before they get. So sometimes they even threaten you that if you don't get our checks next week, you are going to even beat you. So in that environment, I saw this one as I was not. I did not return that one. So I said, no, this job, I said to quit again. So again, I came home here. I just came home. I stayed here for 1 month, and again I got another job as a trainer. I like training, so I got a job as a trainer at Taveta Technical Training Institute in Taveta as a human resource trainer, and that's what I'm doing up to date. And when I joined the same institution, I was lucky enough. Currently, I'm holding 2 positions in acting capacity. At the institution, I'm the acting deputy registrar, and at the same time, the acting head of department, business studies department. So I've been working since September up to date.
Congratulations, boy.
Thank you.
So we are talking to assistant registrar.
Yes, of Taveta Technical Training Institute. At the same time, the acting head of department, business studies.
Okay, and then we are talking to a human resource officer.
And I'm a human resource professional. We normally call it a CHRP, Certified Human Resource Professional. So sometimes I normally do human resource consultancy. So when you have an issue with the organization, maybe your employees have some challenges, I can train them. I can do some employee counseling. Being a professional, in matters of recruitment and selection, all the other things that involve human resource management, I do them. It's not a registered consultancy firm, but I do it. Yeah, so during my free time, that is what I want to do. And the people actually, I'm happy because my clients are enjoying my services.
So are you doing it free, or you're doing it at a small fee?
Okay, because there is the saying that education is very expensive. Sometimes you have to actually provide something. I do it at a fee, though very affordable. Yeah, so I do the consultancy, and sometimes because I also have a lot of business ideas, somebody who has some issues with business, I also offer business ideas.
Okay.
Also business incubation, where I advise you on how you are going to run your business. So long as you just provide something, just a sort of appreciation, I help you out.
Okay.
So I actually do a lot, and I need to actually talk about something here. The high school students, I also help them for free. Those who have challenges with mathematics, because mathematics, chemistry, I can just help them in that one. When I have some free time, I either coach them and also advise them on how they can actually tackle those subjects, because as I've said, these are the very easiest subjects that people can do.
So despite of you doing or teaching or training human resource and some other stuff in the technical, you can still remember concepts in chemistry?
Not that I can remember. In fact, if you take me to class right now, I'll be able to teach for 1 hour, for 2 hours without even consulting the book, and I do it perfectly because I don't need to refer actually.
I think we are talking to the right person, and this is a plea, it's a request for those who are failing now chemistry. We have a solution here. In fact, we've got a human resource officer, so maybe if your employees have some issues, our human resources here, officer. If you have a problem maybe with mathematics, chemistry, for those high school students, our HR is also here, is also a trained teacher, we can do that. Then how can we going to contact you, maybe you will mind give us your contact so that we can reach you out.
Yeah, for those who want to communicate or want to contact me, I have a mobile phone which is always on.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can actually call me through 0716390525. That's my number.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you call me, you tell me who you are and you tell me about your issue. I think there's some issue that I can even solve them over the phone.
Wow.
If they need to, we need to sit and have a one-on-one conversation. That's fine. I'm
So you
always
can-
available. I'm a trainer at Taveta, but I'm always in Taru over the weekends. Yeah, so you can actually get me through that.
So you can solve a chemistry question via phone.
Yeah, that one you can solve it over the phone. Maybe more concept because it needs some calculation. It may be difficult, but something like electrochemistry, especially the part that does not involve calculations, or organic chemistry, or the compound, self and compound, nitrogen, whatever, those ones I can just solve them.
You are also remembering even the topics.
In fact, I can actually highlight them from the first topic in Form 1 to the last topic in Form 4.
No, that one.
It's very serious.
I know we will come for that, but do you have any other social platforms where we can reach you out, maybe apart from the direct contact?
Yeah, I have social media platforms, Facebook, Titus Mwachiramba, and Twitter, not Twitter, but okay, I have a Twitter handle, but I rarely use it.
Active.
Yeah, and even Instagram, but I'm not that active. I'm only active.
Where
Facebook.
are you active that we can find you?
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yes, Titus Mwachiramba. You just see my photo, and that photo, I have that gown. You know, I like that photo with my friend Alex and the other friend from Western Kenya. So you find me in that photo. My name is Titus Mwachiramba. So you can actually come in box, tell me about your issue. We just have a conversation and I'm able to help you where I can.
So I think you are sorted. Maybe in 1 minute.
Yes.
I want you to talk to your dad. He's not here. I know he passed on the other day. What message do you have for him?
Okay, you said that in 1 minute, but I think that one, it may, even if it's more than one,
No, just a little, because I know you have a lot to share, but there is that one word that
I have a lot to tell him, and you see, I'm feeling something. Sometimes it pains me because having undergone through the challenges, now I can say that I've just achieved, and I've achieved at a time when my father is no more.
Sure.
That pains me a lot because I would wish that it could be available and actually so that I can actually help him because my dad struggled a lot to actually see me succeed in my life. I've been able to succeed, and unfortunately, he's no more. I can't even. I don't know how.
You cannot reap what you sow.
Yeah, exactly.
But we are sorry for that. It happens, and it's God's plan. But we humbly request that you dedicate the same message to your mother, who is also there back in the village. I know that she's celebrating you in one way or the other. What this one word that you'd like to talk to her, that's actually you've never mentioned?
Okay, I'm dedicating the same to my mother, and I really thank having her at this moment when I've achieved. I really thank God for that, and I would actually pray that she may live longer so that she can actually reap, because currently she is reaping but not that much because I'm still struggling with the casual jobs. What I have, I can say that it's just casual, but I want to grow as far as my career is concerned so that she can also enjoy the fruits of that hard work that she actually did, because she also played her part, and as much as she was not employed, through prayers and also sometimes the prayers, struggling to actually do some manual jobs so that she can actually help me to provide some pocket money, even though it's small. That one helped me a lot, and I need to actually pray God that she may live longer so that she can actually enjoy the fruits of her hard work that she actually displayed.
Okay. So again, in 1 minute, I would like you to talk to the director now, the Kenya Kids director, Mr. Joseph Mwingere. You can face that camera and talk to him. You are talking to him direct. I know he's watching you. and he's waiting for this message. Kindly.
Mr. Joseph Mwengea, I really appreciate your good work that you actually did to me. You've been a father. You've been being a director of Kenya Kids. You've also been a father to me because you've helped me a lot, supported me in a lot of things. During the difficult time when after losing my dad, you've been there for me. You've actually worked to ensure that I actually find comfort when I was actually struggling. And I think I can't pay what the good things that you actually provided to me. What I can do is actually to pray that may also God keep on blessing you with your family, Madam Podesiana Mwaka, who is your wife, and the kids. Be blessed abundantly, because I know I can't actually pay your good work that you did, but just pray to God for blessings and actually keep you and have a long life with the family, so that you can actually touch more lives and help other people. I really appreciate your good work. That's what I can tell you. Just appreciation. Yeah, and also the Kenya Kids team. We've not talked about this one, but Kenya Kids organization, I really appreciate that, because were it not for Kenya Kids, were it not for Mr. Mwengea, I don't know where I would be right now. I don't know. But because of that organization, because of Mr. Joseph Mwengea, I'm here. I'm celebrating. I'm happy for that.
Wow.
Thank you.
Good. Could you also mention four members or 4 staff of this organization that I know you've been working with them on one or the other? Maybe you have.
Okay, Kenya Kids staff, all of them, the 3, Mr. Stephen Kabani, Mr. Alex Mwengi, Madam Clemens Vidala. You've also been a very supportive pillar to me, because you've helped me a lot during my studies, and I've really appreciated your effort. Mr. Kabani is the one who took me to Multimedia University when I went there to pick my admission form, so he has been there for me. Mr. Alex Chalo, I remember he came during my graduation. He was the person who came from here. It was a time like this one, it was October in 2019, it was very much raining. He came there when he was totally, it was raining heavily. So he had to bear all that so that he could actually attend my graduation ceremony. I really appreciate that, and for their support, may God bless them so much.
This is good. Maybe the part, maybe in future, are you aspiring in these political seats in one way or the other as we finish this discussion?
Okay, I love politics. And because I've seen my people suffering, because my people are suffering, that's the truth of the matter.
Okay.
So most of the leaders that have been in place, they have never actually considered these people as very important. And for that case, I think in the future, God willing, I'll actually vie for the position of the Member of Parliament for this area. It's Kinango, but I'm sure it will actually, we are likely going to get a new constituency, maybe Samburu. So in the near future, maybe 2027, 2032, if I'm alive, I'll actually venture into politics, and so that I can actually help my people out. I need to be a solution to some of these challenges. So I can't just sit and watch and these people are just suffering. I need to just come out and help them, so that I can actually work towards helping them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, this is good. Apart from the work that you're doing, is there any other side business or stuff that you normally undertake?
Okay, as I said, hustle.
Any other job apart from the one that you do as a trainer and everything, maybe back at home in the village? Do you have any other small micro stuff business, or any other business that you are running, or anything that gives you an additional coin?
Okay, I also do online marketing. Yeah, that is my side hustle. I also do online marketing, whereby if you have your items, you have your goods, or you want to market them online, I just use my WhatsApp, my Facebook, and do that marketing.
Okay.
So through that one, I'll be able to sell a lot for that person, and also earn from that one.
From commission, you get some commission out of that?
Okay, sometimes, as I post my items on my social media, somebody tell me, maybe if you are in town and these products are in Taveta, you tell me I want this one, so I just tell you the price. Just send me your 1,000 or 1,200 and buy this item. So obviously I'll be able to buy that item at 800 shillings. So by the end of the day, I need to get a profit out of that. So that's how I also earn some.
Good. In football, where do you stand? Which football team do you support in the English Premier League?
Okay, I don't support any team. I like watching, but I don't support. And if I decide to stop support, maybe I'll choose between Man City and Liverpool. Because I know most people like Manchester City United, but these people are the same people. When they win one game, we don't even celebrate. You know, they always make a lot of noise. So because of that noise, I don't like the noise here. So that's why I'll maybe choose between Man City and Liverpool. Yeah.
So Alex, you should be watching this.
I think Alex should be watching that one as far as he's my friend. But you know that noise that when they win one game, I don't like that noise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chelsea beat what was that team yesterday? 7 goals to 0. What do you say about it?
Okay, I did not watch the game, but you see, beating a team that is very lame, because you know this is a team that is very weak. So, to me, that's not a win, because the Chelsea was beaten 6-0 by Man City, so they can't tell me anything, you know, because when you just beat this smaller team and tell me that you've just won, that's not a winning.
Okay.
Yeah, to me it's not a winning, because they need to beat Man City 6-0 first, so that they can actually reciprocate before they tell me about winning. So that is not a win.
Okay.
Yes.
So so what can you tell Kabani about that winning?
Oh, the winning? Kabani, maybe you can enjoy the win that you got from that one, but it's not a win. First go and beat Man City, go and beat Liverpool, then tell me that you scored the 7-0. That one. Okay, but Mr. Kabani, congratulations for the win. Yeah. And
okay.
I think Alex, because he's here, I need to tell him so they can listen. Yeah, Manchester United, the noise that you normally make when you win one game, I don't like that.
We are going to win today.
Okay, thank you. I think we've come to the end of this live show, and we are grateful for support. We are grateful for your time that you've actually spared for us, and I believe through this interview, through this story, many people will actually get to understand how life transformed, how people change their life from grass to grace, how life changes. Through education, you can move mountains. So we are very much grateful for your time. We're grateful for the support that the Kenya Kids actually has shown to you. And not only you, but very many people are also beneficiary. And I'm happy that indeed we are doing well. We are doing fair to this organization, and any amount that they did to support us, to support you and the rest, it's never went in vain. So we are very much grateful, and we've come to the end of our show. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, BBK TV. Comment, like, share. Bye bye. Na hiyo kiatu ni pesa mingi sana.